Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Garrett's vlog. And we had a great training week. He's actually closing in on being an advanced lifter at this point. We're still calling him an intermediate. His 5+ set on bench was actually his worst 5+ set this week, even though we increased training maxes on everything, and he got 8 reps. So again, this is PR territory for him. He is getting stronger on the bench. And again, we made some minor adjustments to the flow of some of his accessory training. So for those curious, if you've watched this vlog over, the last 10 weeks, we do adjust supplemental work. And so what we've done for him, we've taken all the chest pressing on overhead press day, we've put it on bench day. And the idea here is that we accrue more fatigue in the pectorals over the course of a single session, and then we don't worry about splitting it up through the week. We're getting all of our work there, maximizing hypertrophy, and then letting them more or less recover. And I know people are going to argue, well, Jason, doesn't that contradict with stuff you had said years ago? And I've already made videos explaining the science. The modern science is showing a lot of us were wrong. We were wrong, and we need to get over it. So he does, very simple. We do boring but big bench. We do 5x10 flat dumbbell presses. I have him do pull-ups, 5 sets of pull-ups, and now we've added in rear delt flies. Now, some people say, why would a rear delt fly be better than band work? Band work tends to be more prehab. We can't get quite the same resistance, whereas in a dumbbell rear delt fly tends to be just a little bit more hypertrophy for the rear delts, upper traps, things like that. A little less work for things like rotator cuffs and stuff, a lot of the stuff we're looking at. But rear delt flies are a full shoulder girdle exercise other than the front delt. They do work the side delts. All the data suggests they're a direct side delt exercise, in addition to being rear delt, upper trap, all that. So good shoulder movement to throw in at the end to make sure that his delts are coming along. Because we need to continue to build a strong support musculature in his torso to get his bench up. All right, and then we don't do any real tricep work on his bench day. We save that for his overhead press day, which is all, again, shoulder and tricep heavy. So squat day, amazingly well. He got 11 reps. He got 11 reps on his 1+ set. So his squat is climbing. And again, I think the biggest factor here is doing the sets of 10 on the squat, along with all the high rep goblet squats followed behind it. This has been the key for him as a longer leg lifter. Because this is someone who historically his squat has sucked. He's been strongest at being a taller guy because he's like 6'4". Being a taller guy, overhead press, deadlift have been his kings. All right, now we're finally seeing the squat come up, but look at the amount of quad and adductor volume that we're having to do to get him there. All right, it's a lot of work. It ends up being like 13 sets for legs on his squat day. Okay, and that's a lot of volume. That is a lot of volume. Relative. A lot of people say, well, 20 sets is a lot. Well, but you wouldn't do that in a single session, and we're only splitting it into one session, and that's if we don't count deadlifts as leg work, which we should. And in which case, then we're getting a lot more. But yeah, you could tell he was tired there. But again, boring but big on the squats. And that's what people need to realize. The 5-3-1, if you pick your training maxes carefully and you're conservative and you stop trying to use real maxes, the boring but big alone with a couple accessories will get you strong and jacked. In my case, for my lifters, most of what I'm doing is correcting form, picking the correct accessories to give them the most bang for their buck, watching their fatigue management, controlling training maxes. Okay, because people can't do that on their own. And that's the reality. That is the one reason so many people need coaches. They don't know how to hold back. They don't know how to check their egos. And they don't know how to pick accessory work. But as you can see, his accessories for squats, we just do lots of squatting. We do goblet squats. He does hanging leg raises. And his squats are climbing. And yes, the hanging leg raises are no accident. And I don't know how else to explain that. If you want your squat to go up, it's the best ab exercise you could do. Overhead press. Same sort of thing today. He got, I think 135 for 9. Overhead press climbing. So again, his shoulders are getting stronger. We're getting his shoulders a lot stronger, which again, probably helping him with the bottom of that bench. But yeah, 9 reps on his overhead press. I don't care. He's touching going a little bit. My guys know I really want them to try to pause if possible. But at a certain point, some of these intermediates and stuff, look, if he's getting the reps and they're quality reps or full range of motion, I let him run with it. I personally like to pause. I feel like it helps me stay tight, gives me the best bench carryover, right? I pause everything. But again, my bench sucks, and it's what I have to do to get my bench up. Same thing. He does 5 by 10, boring but big. We do boring but big afterwards, which is, again, pretty straightforward. Which, again, the only thing he does anything but boring but big on is the deadlift. You guys will see I tend to deviate on the deadlift more than anything else for lifters on that. Not everyone can handle it long term. And particularly guys who are a little more advanced on their deadlift. All right, he does that. We do pull-ups. Again, pull-ups tend to be a mainstay for a lot of my guys if they're good at them. Now I have him doing full range of motion plate raises. Again, doubling down on that shoulder work. Right, doubling down on that shoulder work. I want to bring his shoulders up. Pecs and delts are what's going to bring his bench up. So we're doubling down here, and this is a phenomenal shoulder mobility movement. It's a phenomenal movement for bringing up your overhead press. And then I have him do band press downs afterwards. Right, we do band press downs so that we do have some tricep work. A lot of people go, there's not a lot of bicep work for some of your guys. Some of my guys don't need it. Right? Some of my guys don't need it. And some of these guys, they just need tricep and delts. That's really what we need to focus on. If they need bicep work, we put some bicep work in. So you guys will notice a few of my more advanced guys tend to have more in, like Brett, Isaac. But you don't see as much of it with some of my intermediates. They usually need more triceps at this point. They need more shoulder. They need just more upper back. I save bicep work for more advanced guys for the most part, or for kids who insist they have to have it. Deadlift. Notice the arms are locked this time. We worked on this. This is something we talked about. We corrected, something I have ridden his ass about. And he's now fixed it. He got 9 reps. With his 5+ set, we focused on keeping the arm bend gone. Quality reps. Deadlift is going up. Like I said, he's going to pull 500 this year, probably by this summer. He's well on target to do it, because this is 85% training max. We're using 400s of training max. 9 reps. He's up into the mid 400s already on his max deadlift. Coming along nicely. I'm going to need to raise his deadlift training max again here soon. And then for his back off work on the deadlift, we do boring but strong. And you guys will notice the percentages change every week. Some people say, well, why is it this week? Well, if you know what boring but strong is, then you can look up the template and see what percentages I use and why. Okay? So this is what we do. And then he does hanging leg raises at the end to finish off, to continue to keep his abs strong. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.